Hi guys, right then, today me and Max, we've got this little Honda 185S ATC trike behind us, 1982, and we've been getting it running, and one of the jobs we need to do on it, well probably the last job really, is to make a cover for the starter recoil. It's got no cover on the starter recoil, so yeah, we need to make a cover for there because that's dangerous and it'll end up injuring someone's leg. So let's get to it, Max. Okay, so that's the trike, and as you can see, we've got the starter recoil in there, but the cover's missing. And on that would be your hand pull for starting it, and then coming out of here would be a cable that runs across and would connect to this decompression lever for starting it, but we're just going to bump it. We've tried to get one of these covers or a complete recoil, but they're like hen's teeth, and even in America we can't find one at the minute, so we can use it, we'll just bump start it. So to use it today, we're going to make a cover for this. Okay, so that's a sheet of steel we've got, 0.9 mil. So we're going to cut a hole in that, and then we're going to use the circumference and put the holes through and bolt that to the engine, and then we'll work from that and build the cover. Okay, so we've got this sheet of gasket paper, so we're going to lay that across the engine, and we're going to tap that out so we'll have a nice template to build the cover. Right, so I've got some gasket paper here, and I'm just going to tap the centre out. Bit difficult getting around the bottom, but we'll get it. I think we'll just have to cut that bit out with the standing knife. I can't get in for the lever, but you can see what we're doing there. See it, Max? You see we're just cutting that centre out there, tapping the centre. Okay. Okay, so that's the centre all cut out. So yeah, if we put that over the top of that, that clears the centre and the fan. So that's way better. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark for the gear change, and then we'll mark all the way around. With my fingers like that, so I know where it is, and then I can get the gasket tapping hammer, and I can just tap around here like that. I'll come around the top here. Come around. Where am I? Here. Tight. Oh, it's a bit tight to get in there, but get to that end. There we go. You can see the gist of it. Come around there. It's got dodgy casing. It's plastic there. So I'll just have to cut that bit with a knife, but you can see how it's going. I'm just going to move my way around. Okay, so I'm just breaking it out of its piece of gasket paper there. Gently. There we go. So that's the rough shape. Cool. Okay. Right, so that's the gasket. So that drops over like that, and that'll bolt. I'll knock the holes in for the bolts, and then we'll make the metal piece of that, and then we can weld to that the cover. Okay, so to make the holes, I've got this ball bearing welded to a piece of bolt, and there's a hole there, so I'm just going to put that like that, give it a tap. Hang on, it's just turned very fiddly. There we go. Put it on like that, bit more of a tap. There we go. And then you can see how it's formed the hole? And I can just pull that out gently, like that, and there's the hole. If I put it back on, see that, Max? And then we'll mark this one next, and the other one, and we'll have them all done. So there's the rough shape of it. It's broken around the edge, but we've got the rough gist of it there, so that'll get transferred onto the sheet of steel, and we'll make our cover from that. Cutting as best I can. Plasma cutter would have been good, but I don't have a plasma cutter, but hey, that's not too bad. We're getting there. We've got the centre cut out, we've got the rough shape cut, and I'm just going to trim it up there now with a flap disc, and we'll knock this hole out for the gear change, then we can get it held in position and we'll drill the holes for the bolts. I've got the flap disc in there. And I'm just putting the round edges on there. See that? See, that looks better, doesn't it? Just rounding it all off nicely there. Lovely. Drill in. And I'm just going to put this through here. There we go. That'll be the hole for the gear change. Right, so that there will, or should, yeah. So that's it slotted over the gear change, and we're clear of the fan. Well, not the fan, but the recoil teeth. And we're clear of the centre, so all we've got to do now is put the holes in and make sure that bolts up, and then we can weld our fabricated cover to that. Okay, so that's the base part of the cover all fitted over. The bolts fit, so we can remove that now and we'll try and make the cover. Okay, so I'm making the outer cover there now on this 85mm SAF axle socket. So we're just forming it around this socket there now, like that. There we go. And that will make the outside part of the cover, and then all we have to do is weld an end cap on. Go, can you get that? Okay, so that's the outer ring made, welded together. So all we've got to do is weld that to the plate and then put an end cap over it. So that's the ring just tack welded to the plate. So should we test fit it? You think? Drop that over the top. Oh yeah. How good's that? So that is the right depth. We're not interfering with the gear change, and we're further out than the recoil. So what we'll do, we'll run a few welds around that, and then we'll make the end cap for it. Right, so I've got the plate, I've put it on the tin, we've marked around, so we'll cut that end cap out there now. It's slightly bigger, so we'll be able to get a weld around it. Right, so that's it. There's the end cap. I'm going to lay it on like that. So I'm in the right place. I'm going to put a few stitch welds on the inside and then I'll weld it on the outside. I've gone round, see where I've put a few stitches in, and then that's just to hold it, then we can go around the outside. Okay, so what I'm doing, Max, I've decided I'm just going to weld it right round from the inside. It's going to be easier than doing the outside, and then I can just grind that off, and then I'll tack around this part from the inside as well, or I might do it from the outside, I don't know yet. I'll see when I come to it. There we go. That's it. Good. Welded on. I'm going to weld this bit from the outside because it's going to be easier, and then we'll just flap the lid off to make it neat. Right, so that's it all. Welded on the inside of the top hat, welded around the outside for the mount. So I'm going to get a flap disc in now, and I'm going to trim the top hat off and we'll make sure it fits. So yeah, that's looking good. Right, Max, that's the cover all made. So all we've got to do now is give it some paint and we'll put it on. Go for it. That's it. That's it. Yep. Bit round the edge. Round the edges. That's it. Right, we'll let that dry. You haven't painted your shoes, have you? That's pretty dry. Let's put another coat on there on the inside. Go on, a bit more. More the merrier, stop the rusting. Oh, not too much, you make it run. That'll do. Cool. Just gently, just a dust coat, not too much. Come on, that's it. Whoa. Right, let that dry and then we'll give it another coat. Right, Max, one last dust coat. Yeah, that'll do. Brilliant, dude. Like that. So, that is the cover all made. Good job that, Max, isn't it? Right, should we give it a test drive? Test drive it? Yeah, why not? Why not? And here he comes. Here's Max. Yeah, thought you were in gear still. That's a lot better, isn't it, Max? Nice and safe there now for you to ride. So here we go. Right then, guys, that's the cover all made to blank off that starter recoil that's missing, so it's all nice and safe for him to ride. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Max enjoyed that, didn't you? Yep. So yep, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and me and Max will see you again with another Kent's Jobs.